Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Word Balloon. It's the end of the year, and I just wanted to say thank you very much for being on the journey through 2019. It was a weird year, but through your support and listenership, it made it that much better. And I want to thank you very much for listening to Word Balloon as much as you do and making it a terrific year. You continue to inspire me and make me move forward with more interesting ideas. I've got a lot of plans for 2020. It's an important year. It's the 15th anniversary of Word Balloon come May. And I'm busting a move to trying to make Word Balloon a bigger and better thing. So thanks a lot for your support. Questions or comments about the show, reach me via email, john@wordballoon.com. Follow me on Twitter, @JohnWordBalloon, or on my Facebook page, John Sundress, and of course the Word Balloon Network page as well. Thanks for listening to the commercials. There might be one more before the show starts, but as always, I appreciate your attention and patience. Hey everybody, welcome back to Word Balloon, the comic book conversation show. John Sundress here. Now in the last episode, you heard Rise of Skywalker talk. It was me, Art Baltazar, Franco, the All Yeah Comics team, Scott McMahon, great cartoonist, and our buddy Skokie Spidey, who has been doing a lot of great work for the All Yeah podcast, doing a lot of video for us, and then also we call him Skokie Spidey because he would cosplay and come to our stores, I don't know it, but you know what I'm saying, it's Spider-Man, hence Skokie Spidey, because of the Skokie store. Well, anyway, I put out the long conversation that we had on the All Yeah podcast, because four of us are regulars on the Yeah podcast, and Skokie, like I said, is now part of the team. So it was fun with all of us talking. And, I gave you the heart of the Rise of Skywalker talk, but then I realized there's another good hunk of the conversation that really touched on a lot of more end-of-the-year kind of subjects. The Irishman comes up in discussion, and we talk about cats, and more Skywalker talk, and also... I like to break into voices when I'm on the Yeah podcast. Skokie Spidey is an excellent impersonator as well. So, I don't know. I thought it was a funny conversation when I put it together for the Yeah podcast. And it's another hour. So, consider this the pre-New Year's Eve party on Word Balloon. This is the kind of conversation that'd be happening in the corner with a group of us in a circle just kind of riffing. And I hope you enjoy it. It's, I think, a great way to close out the year as far as some of the subjects that I think were circling around as 2019 came to a close. That's what we're talking about today, the pre-New Year's Eve party with Art, Franco, Skokie Spidey, and Scoot on Word Balloon. It's all brought to you by the League of Word Balloon listeners. Thank you, League, for your support as we close out December and 2019. A great help to me in a very rough year that started off pretty lousy, but turned out to be a great one, and you guys were a big part of it. Thank you very much for your patronage via Patreon, patreon.com/wordballoon if you want to support the show. Thank you greatly for your support, League of Word Balloon listeners. Word Balloon is also brought to you by Aftershock Comics. Now, they are having a great end-of-the-year sale, and there's still a couple days left to take advantage of it. Go to their online store, put in the code HOLIDAY, and you'll receive 50% off everything at the store that's there. We're talking about, convention rarities and graphic novels, of course, and autographed comics, graded comics, all there at Aftershock Comics. If you live in the U.S. and you do an order of $50 or more, then you'll get free shipping if you use that code HOLIDAY on your order. But you'll find everything at half off. It ends on December 31st. Take advantage of it now. Go to their website, aftershockcomics.com. All right, let's get into it now. We pick up in mid-conversation, and I am quoting the great William Friedkin as we start things off here on Word Balloon. William Friedkin, the great director, said, "For a movie to be good, 1,000 things have to go right." He talks like Trump. He does talk like Trump.
The lady.
I like the lady. That was Wayne. That's Wayne Newton. All right, we're in the spin room with Wayne Newton. I don't know why, but we are. Chris Matthews from Hardball. It's all right, Wayne, I know you're a Republican, a registered Republican. You saw the Republican field. Who do you like? I like Trump. I like Bush. I like the lady. Meaning Carly Fiorina or whatever her name was?
Yeah.
When you guys first talked about that on the pod, I went and looked for that video and found it, and it is exactly like that. That's exactly how it played out. I was dying, and I'm laughing now.
You saw the smoke coming out of Wayne Newton's ears as he's trying to remember her name. I like the lady.
It would have been easier if he just broke out in a rendition of Dankeschön. Would have been easier.
Exactly. Classic. Man, I'll tell you, you watch those 60s, like when he was on like the Lucy Show and stuff like that, Wayne Newton. Interesting guy. Interesting voice.
Yeah.
He sounds like my aunt singing. Hello!
He sounds like he never hit puberty.
His voice never changed.
Oh, I did see videos of him as a real strange-looking boy.
Yeah.
He's freak.
Yeah, big cheeks.
Yeah.
Real big chub, like big. He looks like he could have been the big boy model for the for the hamburger place.
Odd, yeah.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, very, very, very boyish face.
And wearing a tux and with a boy head, yeah.
With a boy head, yeah.
Yeah, it was weird.
All right, has anyone else seen The Irishman?
No.
I'm never going to watch it.
All right, never mind.
I want to, but every time I click, it says 3 hours and 49 minutes, and it's like, I'm not right now. There's a meme out there that has the movie broken down in 4 parts.
I was just going to say, I saw an article where they broke it down so you could binge watch it or not, like as separate episodes, like where to stop and stuff like that.
Right, and I saw it in 2 nights. I watched it the night before Thanksgiving. I watched the first 90 minutes, and then I watched the last 2 hours the second night. And I was never bored. It was great.
I want to see it because I watched like 6 movies last night, so I don't think I'll have a problem sitting on.
I heard
a big chair.
I heard that
there's a lot of Chicago. There's a lot of Chicago mob stuff in there.
Oh yeah.
A lot of Chicago mob stuff.
No, I know a lot of that through my family.
That's why I'm telling you. Exactly.
I heard that the de-aging thing was a little off. Like,
I disagree.
Oh, really?
Well, the only thing I would say is in the early scenes, they never specify how old Pesci and De Niro are. If they're supposed to be younger than 50, I don't believe it. But they still did look younger enough, and I would prefer to see them than young actors chewing up that time. It worked fine. Again, you can argue of like how old they were supposed to be. That like if it's supposed to be a 35-year-old Robert De Niro or a 30-year-old Robert De Niro, no way.
Now, why did Pesci come out of retirement?
They convinced him because they're all like, "This is probably the last time we're going to do this."
Okay.
I mean, literally. I mean, that's that. I mean, he turned down big things. Before Louis C.K. got in trouble, he had that amazing television show that he made that was only online and never streamed anywhere. That Horace, exactly, Horace and Pete.
Yeah.
And the part that Alan Alda played in it, he wanted Pesci to be the uncle, the racist uncle. And Pesci's like, I'm retired. I'm not interested. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Exactly. But the great thing, Pesci is the secret weapon of this new movie. He is. Yes, he's a monster again, but he's like a boss. So he's not the guy from Nicky from Goodfellas, and he's not Joey LaMotta, Jake LaMotta's brother in Raging Bull. I mean, he is like a tough main guy that De Niro has to please. And De Niro's on the defense when talking to him and stuff. And it's good. It's a great... the only thing I've heard where people complain is they felt Pacino wasn't strong enough as Jimmy Hoffa. And they're like, I still saw Al Pacino throughout. And it's like, I disagree. I think Nicholson did a better job when he played Jimmy Hoffa in the DeVito movie.
Yeah, he looked a lot like him, too. Now,
absolutely.
When Pacino was... in this movie, at any point did he go, hoo-ha? Did he do that?
No, but it's funny because everyone who's complaining is like, I was waiting for him to say hoo-ha because they all thought that he's been playing the same thing for the last 30 years or whatever. Oh. And I thought I thought he was very good.
He sounds
everybody was great.
I watched the trailer I saw a bunch of times, and I was excited to hear Joe Pesci again. You just hear the voice. You don't see him, but he's going... Only 3 people in the world got one of these, and only one of them's Irish.
Yep.
You're either going through the door or through the window.
honestly, just like Eddie Murphy, I was in before the SNL episode. I was saying the same thing about Pesci in terms of it was like watching a boxer come out of retirement and knock out the champ. Because Pesci he hasn't been in a movie in 13 years.
Yeah,
and he just stepped right in, and he's incredible. I'm sure he'll get an Oscar.
Hi, Oscar.
Not that kind of thing. But no, it's great. And the other thing is, and I have to put it out there just because I love the counter argument. I'm okay with Scorsese not liking the Marvel movies. I won't deny it disappointed me. But that said, there's a great article on IndieWire that said, you can call the Scorsese mob movies his Marvel movies. And they're right. They're absolutely right. Absolutely
right.
Article
all the tropes. About what his daughter did for Christmas?
No.
She wrapped all of his presents in Marvel wrapping paper.
It took him 3 times, and finally, like, the last time I saw him doing a Q&A on stage, I think it was in England, he finally is like, look, I'm not trying to denigrate those movies. I respect the filmmakers. I respect all the technology involved in that. And so he finally said gave them a little more credit. But it did take him 3 times to walk it back.
2, 3 times?
I wouldn't have walked him back. Exactly. I would have threw it right out the window.
Couple, 2, 3.
Hey, you
only
two
one of them's Irish.
Out the door, through the window.
I'm asking you. Good stuff.
Couple, 2, 3.
He'd be good in that movie.
He'd be a good Jedi.
Hey, look,
imagine him on the Jedi Council.
I don't think he's good enough. He ain't ready.
No, midichlorians. What the hell are those?
Yeah.
What's this about the Sith?
Okay.
Hey, what do you look at this little gremlin over here? How did he get a seat on this thing, huh?
Yoda, what am I here for? Your amusement?
You think that's funny?
Ooh, respect you, I do.
Oh, do you? I'll make you respect me. Come here, let me see that lightsaber.
I heard there's some shout-outs to Toledo in that movie, Johnny.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
I'm going to Paco's tomorrow for lunch with my uncles.
Hey!
Yeah, uncle lunch.
I'm going to Falco's Pizza. South Side.
Hey.
Nice. Oh, you're going to the South Side? Nice.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to watch The Mandalorian a few hours from now.
Yeah, that's right.
They debut at 3 a.m.
Debut?
Is it really 3 a.m.?
I think
That's
so.
funny.
That's when it appears.
Chicago
style.
That's funny.
Yeah, I'm glad we did this because I needed a few laughs. I felt like Artie. I haven't left the house in 4 days. So
yeah,
I'm having trouble breathing because I've been laughing so hard. It's wonderful.
Did you guys see Cats?
Oh my God!
Yeah,
it's such a nightmare. I didn't see it, and
it's going to be awesome.
T Swift.
They released a new version with better effects because they were still working on it after the movie released.
Really?
Because it still sucks really bad.
So the movie came out and they put out a new one.
Yep.
With more better digital animated scenes or whatever.
Did the people who saw it get a free pass or something?
Oh no!
No.
How about? I got to be honest.
I want to go see it.
I won't deny Cats and also Charlie's Angels bombing. I'm like, who was asking for this?
I don't.
I'm sorry.
Never going to see Charlie's Angels. I'm going to watch Cats. I know I will.
Well,
Are you?
I'm going to watch it as well.
I want to see it too.
Yes.
Really?
I think it looks awesome.
Okay, wait a minute. I want to go back to the scoreboard for a second. So, no to Ford versus Ferrari, but yes to Cats.
Well,
because unlike Ford or Ferrari, Cats is going to be a car wreck.
I like that. That's good.
Okay, nice try.
I'll probably watch.
Nice try, Jimmy T.
I'll probably watch on Ford on Ferrari one night while I'm looking for something. I'll probably get. Well, who's in it? Matt Damon, right? Isn't that?
Matt Damon and Batman, Christian Bale.
Okay, maybe. I'm not.
You know who else is in it and is great in it and two guys.
Is it your mom?
Oh,
thank you. John Barenthal, the Punisher.
Yeah, I like him.
He plays Lee Iacocca because Lee Iacocca was a Ford executive back then. He's great in it, and God, what's his name? It's not Josh Duhamel. It's the guy who I think plays the husband in Renee Zellweger's Sweet Home Alabama. And
I don't like that lady.
Hugh Grant.
She was good in one movie and then no more.
Reese Witherspoon or Renee Zellweger?
I like Reese. Reese is good.
Oh, it is Reese Witherspoon. Excuse me.
She reminds me of Reese Bone.
Reese Bone?
I'm looking it up.
Reese Witherspoon?
Reese Witherspoon. Reese. But I'll probably watch that for John Barenthal because I like Matt Damon.
Josh Lucas is who I was thinking of.
I like Matt Damon better as a younger guy because now he's too man-thickness like Travolta. That thick. And it's not appealing.
He's not as thick as Travolta.
Yeah,
come on. Come on.
Matt Damon. Well, I haven't seen him in a while. I love Matt Damon in that movie where he was after DiCaprio when they were fighting back and forth.
Departed?
Yeah, Departed.
Yeah, Departed is great.
That's a great movie.
You know, I own that on DVDs. Never watched it.
Yeah. It's a great movie.
Yeah, that's excellent.
I keep wanting to see the Chinese version, Internal Affairs, that it's based on and stuff. I hear that's a great movie too. Honestly,
I'll see Matt Damon again. I started watching him on that movie where he's planting corn on Mars and stuff. I saw a little bit.
Yeah, you mean The Martian? The Martian's amazing.
Yeah, I caught that.
It's amazing,
little, but I haven't seen the whole thing.
That's a great movie.
So
that's all, man. No, he's. For Ford versus Ferrari, he's Carroll Shelby, who designed a million great sports cars, in the 50s and 60s until he died in the 70s or whatever. And then Christian Bale plays the driver, and they go to Le Mans, the 24-hour road race in France. And I'm telling you, the action is amazing, and the story is amazing because Ford, boring-ass Ford, decided we've got to win races to get more people buying our cars, and they went after Ferrari. And Ferrari, hey, how you doing? They said,
is it like a beginning of the car industry movie, or is it
not the beginning? But it is about the '60s and how important auto racing was to sell. Like they would say, win on Sunday, sell on Monday. And that, like, the car companies, it was really important for them to have, like, top cars. And, like, the Mustang is created during this period, and the Corvette. I'm not even a car person. And it's just it's a great guy movie. It really is a great guy movie, man.
Why has it got to be a guy movie?
You guys go ahead and watch Cats. Feel free.
Why has it got to be a guy movie?
Well, I'll tell you honestly, Franco, there's a huge feminist anti-reaction to the movie.
Oh, really?
Because they feel that the only significant woman in the movie is Christian Bale's character's wife. And they're like, well, they didn't give her enough to do. And it's like, well,
I want to see it now.
It's about the competition between the companies. And guys, I'm really sorry, but every movie can't be for everyone.
Yeah. I dislike
and that kind of gets me again. That kind of gets me mad when I'm like, I'm sorry. That's really. I don't agree with that opinion. That's all I can say. And obviously, I feel pretty strongly about it until you can hear my tone.
I disagree with you on everything except that.
I know.
I truly believe that it's gone a little too far with the outreach.
Forcing it is not good.
They're force ghosting it.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting. The music's amazing because it's the '60s and everything. And there's a lot of really good performances in it. Again, I'm sure it will be a big movie. Obviously it's a SAG Award movie, so I'm sure it will also be a big other award movie as well.
Hopefully it'll be on Netflix.
Very cool, and it's a true story.
Hopefully.
Yeah, and also by the way, I'm sure it will. But also, Artie, Adam Carolla made 2 documentaries. One about Carroll Shelby, the car designer, and the other about the same subject as the movie, the rivalry between Ford and Ferrari.
Yeah.
And they have all these, Henry Ford III is in it, talking about his dad because Henry Ford Jr. was running the company in the 60s. And they have all these old Ferrari executives. It's nice.
I like it.
It's great. No, and again, I think it's really, really interesting because, Ferrari kind of owned Le Mans for a long time, and it was guys like Carroll Shelby was a racer himself, and then he had a heart condition. He couldn't race anymore, so he went to designing cars. And he kind of convinced Ford. He's like, hey, if you want to be taken seriously, You gotta start making cars that can kick Ferrari's ass, and I'm the guy to do it. And it's really, really cool. I'm telling you, it's a great story.
Do they have any half people, half cats?
I can't
wait. Wow. I want to see Idris Elba's cat balls in Cats. That's the only thing I'm interested in.
Once they're both on Netflix, man, that's going to be an awesome night for me.
By the way, that's another. Have you seen Dolomite yet? The Eddie
Murphy
movie
yet.
on Netflix?
No.
It's excellent.
Yeah.
It's honestly the Black Ed Wood story.
Bill.
In terms of like another guy that wouldn't take no for an answer and became a success in spite of it. It's a very positive, like, that's cool. This guy believed in himself when nobody else did, and you can even say that about Ed Wood, crappy filmmaker. Meanwhile, he made like 5 movies. How many movies did you make? It's like when people are, Ed Wood sucks. It's like, really? Well, he got 5 movies made. How many did you get made?
That's right.
Shut up. It's like it's true.
I believe in you, Johnny.
I think you can make movies if you want, Johnny.
If you believe in mermaids, they believe in you. They make chicken of the sea, the best tuna for you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Classic song. Ask any mermaid.
Are they saying this cat movie sucks? Is that what they're saying?
I think people. I think people are going now just to see
the train wreck.
The train wreck, yeah, and it's
is it that? Is it? I mean, honestly, is it that? And Franco, you're a musical guy, so I'm going to ask you: is it that, or honestly? And I'm assuming that it takes so long to make these movies because they want to wring the hell out of the dish rag of water before they go from stage to a film. But it's like, isn't this movie like 20 years too late?
Well, also I think that the reason that they're talking about they do this is honestly the Star Wars fans are all going to see Star Wars, and there is a bunch of people that have no interest in Star Wars. And what are they going to go see at the movies? And if you look back at the last few Star Wars, they've always released a musical opposite it, and it's always done pretty well.
So what's wrong? So is it just that this movie sucks? I mean, you haven't seen
the original
it, right?
Cats on Broadway is very thin story-wise to begin with.
Okay.
It's just about a bunch of cats who come together one night to decide which one of them is going to get another life. And it's all about them introducing themselves, what kind of cat they are.
Right.
And it's all about the song and pageantry, and you go there for the costumes, and, you see it in the theater. This thing is a nightmare.
They try to build more of a story out of it? Is that what happened?
No, I heard the story is just, awful, even worse than what it is on Broadway.
But that's what I'm saying. They try to pad it and add more to it?
I don't think so. I think they might have. I haven't seen it. I don't know. But
I'm going to watch it.
Just from the looks of it, it looks like something out of your nightmare.
You gotta watch it.
You see these half cat people, and you're like, what the hell is this? It's like, the island of Dr. Moreau or something like that. The very first trailer, and you can go back on my Facebook feed and read this. The very first trailer, I'm like, what is this? Why did they do this?
It looked like that blue movie, Aragon. What's it called? Avatar. Yeah.
Avatar.
It looked like them, but now they're cats instead of blue. They're fuzzy.
Well, I just think everyone's sick of the soundtrack, frankly. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Well, everybody's heard it.
And I'm being generous saying 20 years too late, maybe 30 years too late in terms of making this into
You're going to even 40 years too late, because I saw this thing in the 80s.
There you go. Well, it's not 2020 yet, but thanks for playing. So
it will be.
I think my math is still right. No, I understand, man. I totally get it.
You made this human thing kind of like a cat.
I'm watching.
Well,
the problem I have.
In comparison, and I forget how old Chorus Line was, but it wasn't. I could be wrong.
But those are people.
But I don't think it was 20. Hold on. Let me make my point, and then by all means agree or disagree.
One singular sensation.
Mr. ESPN. ESPN. No, I don't think it was 20 years after Chorus Line came out that the movie came out. I think it was within 20 years. I'm going to look it up.
One
we're talking.
Singular sensation.
But I don't think that matters, because you look at something like Wicked's been on Broadway for almost 20 years or something like that, right?
Right. Oh, easily.
And they haven't made a movie out of that yet.
They should.
Exactly. That's my point.
But they will. I guarantee you that it'll be a hit and people will go watch it, especially if they do the special effects right and stuff like that. But this is nightmare fuel. A Chorus Line had people in it, and when you made the movie version of it, they were people. This were people in cat costumes that looked like cats, and they were kind of, fun to see the costumes. Then they made a nightmare and put it on screen.
Right.
And that's, I think, what's really,
So is it a horror movie?
No, it's
a horror movie.
Hooah.
But it's a movie in a nightmare
it's
dream?
It's a hooah, Tony.
No, or you're saying it is a nightmare.
It's a nightmare. You look at that, you're like, what is that? I'm not going to sleep again forever.
I'm going to see it.
All right, I just want to point out, Chorus Line started in 1975 on stage, and it was a 1985 movie. 10 years.
100 years.
And I do think, I hear what you're saying, Franco, and I agree with you. I do think that when a musical is out, and I agree with you, too, about Wicked, in terms of that it will likely do okay if they're smart. But yeah, I also think that, because I think Cats burned on you the way that like an annoying song burns on you. Midnight, all the kitties are sleeping. I mean, I've been making fun of that stupid song for 30 years.
Gonna ride on my freeway.
What's that?
Of love in a pink Cadillac.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that video of? Oh, thank you. And once again, bringing up Bad Aretha from the 80s.
Who's zooming who?
Exactly. The worst. Have you seen that video that they shame Judd Apatow's oldest daughter with, where and it was in one of his movies too. I think it's in Funny People, the Adam Sandler movie, where it's like her from junior high doing a solo from Cats, and it really is like embarrassing. Like, hey, look how goofy my kid looked when she was an adolescent. It would certainly give me a complex if something like that existed. I've burned all the photos of me from.
What are you gonna do? Everybody's like that when they were a kid.
Of course,
grow up.
But it's
grow up, get over it.
But she was on. I think she was on Seth Meyers, and they showed it there. So,
have they ever made a Star Wars musical of any kind?
I'm sure.
Luke, be a Jedi tonight.
Did some burlesque.
Remember that?
There's a group called Gorilla something that does burlesque.
Yeah, Gorilla Tango.
Yeah, Gorilla Tango.
I've seen that. They did a Star Wars one, and I got dragged to it. I did not want to go, but
But the Simpsons
saw the whole thing.
Cool?
That's what I was just saying.
I don't know. Everybody around me was really into it and like cheering and yelling and stuff, and I'm just like, man, I can't get into this.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, they got. I mean, it's
your lightsaber didn't go up.
It didn't ignite.
What like that?
Yeah, there's that Mark Hamill Simpsons episode where he's doing dinner theater.
Oh,
right. And he's singing, and he literally is singing, "Luke, be a Jedi tonight." Right. I'm gonna look that up.
Hamill.
Not to be confused with the Planet of the Apes Simpsons. Dr. Zayas. I love you, Dr. Zayas. Troy McClure as Taylor.
Cousin Oliver. That was a good photo.
Did you see that? Did you see that photo online of the four faces?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that?
Who did? Was that on I Like Pink?
No, you sent it to our phones.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I sent it to you guys.
I showed everyone
online
on Christmas. And they all laughed.
Was it Gilbert? Was it? I think it might have been a Facebook of the Gilbert Listener Appreciation Society.
Oh, is this the John Denver, Paul Williams? Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, John Denver, Paul Williams, Robbie Rist, who was Oliver from Brady Bunch, and of course Dr. Zayas. And it was like a four shot of them in squares, and it's like, yeah, they do all look alike. It's very cool.
Wow,
I was very happy. That brought me joy.
Who can forget the other? I also like the. Couple other Simpsons Star Wars references when they're at Bi-Mon Sci-Fi Con, and the Battlestar Galactica robots will be fighting the gay robots from Star Wars. And it's R2 and 3PO getting the crap beat out of them by Cylons. Oh dear! And Harry Shearer very happily goes, "The gay robots from Star Wars."
Jolly all ye nations rise.
Oh, man. By the way, as I always like to point out every year, I love that the gay community has embraced Hermie from the original Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer cartoon.
Oh,
I just want to fit in.
The dentist.
Yeah, I just don't fit in.
Is he gay now?
Well, they because I don't know. He's got that slightly effeminate voice, not to be rude, Hermie, and it's his big complaint is I just don't fit in.
Yeah.
So I believe I've heard that many in the gay community have embraced Hermie.
All of that movie should have never been made.
I love them.
Oh yeah, it was because they're doing Luke Be a Jedi Tonight, which is a parody also of Guys and Dolls.
Luke, are you talking about the Rudolph movie?
Rudolph's show, yeah.
Shiny
You're making a whole show about someone you don't like and make fun of until you need them.
Well, Donner was a jerk. You should be disappointed in yourself, Donner.
Oh, totally.
All of them. Even Santa was like, now, oh, wait, foggy, I can't see. I might need someone with a big red nose.
Yeah, and he put
Skokie
put mud on
Skokie and I.
Yeah.
Go on. Skokie and I were talking about, or we heard Gilbert Gottfried with Mario Cantone. And Mario Cantone says, and he's right. He's like, "Oh my God, everyone's a jerk in that Rudolph thing," and the message is horrible. And that we're only going to like you if we can use you in some way.
See, this is my issue with this because it is a classic cartoon from way back when, and
I love that.
Everybody watches this, and stop motion or whatever it is, with great affection because it comes from before you were born, or
it debuted, as I always like to point out every year, the day I was born. I am literally as old as that cartoon. Go on.
Imagine if they made that today.
Oh, it would immediately be complained about and taken off the air.
Two girls would kiss at the end if they made it today.
There's always tomorrow.
No, but that would be okay.
I'll tell you, I had a little mistletoe twig about Clarissa back in the day.
Why is it a toe?
She was hot for a reindeer.
Why is it a toe? Mistletoe.
It's poisonous. Don't eat it.
I don't know.
Toe. Missile finger. Missile pinky.
Mistletoe.
Well, because a missile finger is something else.
Missile.
That's something you... Woohoo! It just comes in.
Yeah, exactly. Or you could have a missile in your pocket.
Missile cheek.
Let me drop my pants and fire off a rocket for this.
Missile toe. Missile fingernail.
And of course, Burl Ives is Snowman Silver and Gold.
Same with Charlie Brown is rough too, and she says, "You're stupid, Charlie Brown."
Mm-hmm.
That's rough.
Oh, and Charlie Brown Christmas, does she? I like
big butts.
Exactly. No, I like Santa Claus is Coming to Town with Mickey Rooney as Santa. Hey, Tana, how you doing? I'm going to go out in the big world, Tana.
Well, I'm a man.
Chris, why don't you go out and give your red velvet suit? And also the Burgermeister, no toys.
Yeah. And let's not forget, if you sit on my lap today, a kiss, a toy is the price you'll pay.
Oliver's favorite.
Exactly.
He likes that show?
Yeah, he likes that one.
That is so funny.
If you sit on my lap today.
And Frosty, of course. Hey, happy birthday.
Man.
He knows when you're sleeping, and he knows when you're awake.
Oh, that was another one Mario Cantone complained about because he's like, hey, that magician is right. It is his hat. What, so he threw it out the window, and all of a sudden the kids are going to steal from him? Give back his damn hat. Give me my hat. I love that guy. Billy DeWolf, great actor. Funny. He's in that one of my favorite Dick Van Dykes, where he runs the pet grooming hairstylist place, and they got the ugly dog. Mr. Petrie, I'm going to need another 2 hours to complete my masterpiece. Busy.
Yeah, they should have given that guy his hat back.
Yeah. And I love Jimmy Durante. And the kids were sad, because Frosty was going to melt. And then they were going to drink him, because they were very thirsty.
Yeah, but none of those
Jimmy Durante Jimmy Durante had that big red nose.
Well, that was Jimmy Durante's nose.
Boozer. Big Boozer. He in general, Big Nose would have been a great couple from the Start movie. Hello. I don't know if you noticed, but my nose is obscenely large.
They poke her in the eye all the time. Ow.
Princess Leia. She died of asphyxiation because my nose sucked out all the oxygen from the room.
Wow.
It's good. Yeah.
Thank you. What's her name? I gotta look this lady up.
Horrible.
I think she's on Downton Abbey. Yeah, I believe she's Lady Big Nose. I don't know.
It's Maggie Smith. That's who it is.
No, it's not. It is not lesbian.
You were going to say lesbian.
I love Maggie Smith.
It's not lesbian.
I love Maggie Smith. No, it's not Lesbian Smith. No.
We call those movies, the movies about the England and old, like Downton Abbey movies, We call them indubitables because
here's an article about. Here's a bunch of random headlines about Rise of Skywalker. Cinema Blend. Someone timed Kelly Marie Tran's total minutes in the Rise of Skywalker, and it's devastating.
Wow.
Meaning Rose TK.
Yeah, she was in about 3 minutes total.
J.J. Abrams defies Star Wars fan theories, reveals Rise of Skywalker's secret from the New York Post.
What's secret?
Are we curious? Do we care?
What's Kevin Smith think about the movie, Johnny?
Kevin Smith was in it.
I'll tell you what, I liked it a lot. I have no complaints about it because I have no opinion other than positive.
Yeah.
I'm Kevin Smith.
He said the ending will melt our brains, remember? It didn't do that.
What's that?
He said the ending melted
our brain. Oh, that's right.
It
didn't.
His brain was
it didn't melt my brain either. No, I agree with you.
He was hyping it up because he had one of the cameos in it. He was in it.
Was he in it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I didn't see him.
He's one of the background characters. But he
Where? Clearly, but did you actually see him, or did you just know?
No, I read an article about it. He released it on his Twitter or something like that.
Was he
no, I know. I'm just saying, did you see him
on the screen?
And you're like, yeah, he's one of the background characters. And I'm like, saying, did you actually notice him, or you just
I'm telling you, no.
I was in the background too, but I didn't make the movie.
Once again, it's Lexus, and that's
expect one answer.
Half of that is for effect.
John Williams was in it. Did you guys see John Williams?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that true? I didn't know that.
No. Or something.
Johnny, I saw John Williams in it.
Yeah, he was in it.
Babu Frick was in it too. He popped up at the end.
I can't remember that stupid thing he said that they called back, and it's like, all right, you're overly cute. Shut up.
Uncle Williams.
Aren't you and BB-8 head for the
I didn't find
Darth Vader burning body hearth?
Babu Frick.
Whatever it is. My buddy, my traffic producer that I love, this guy Tim Jacoby's a good dude. He's like Chucky. He reminds me of Chucky. He, every year when we would work over the holidays, he would, like, they have the burning Yule log and stuff. He would always have the perpetual Darth Vader burning body thing.
Oh, yeah,
that's
good. I saw that.
On the TV. He'd have that
Darth
on the TV.
Vader Yule log?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's cool.
All right, before we wrap, got to ask about the CW crossover. Who's watching Crisis?
Never saw it.
I watched it.
You're kidding.
It was pretty good.
How can you not have DVR'd? It's only halfway done.
I
wonder. Do you think they'll? I wonder if they're going to rerun the 3 episodes before they run the last 2. I would if I were them.
I've only seen clips.
It's amazing.
I think you would enjoy it, Artie.
Yeah, honestly, Artie,
I stopped watching all those shows, but I tuned in to watch those, and it's pretty good. You can catch up pretty easily.
They're on Roku.
Yep.
I got Roku.
Oh, you don't need to know.
I got a CW
You don't need to know what's
channel.
going on this season.
Yeah, they're on there.
It's its own story.
They're on there.
Yeah, and it's its own story, Artie. You don't have to watch the other seasons.
Okay, good, because I started watching.
Not at all.
Yeah, look at the episode numbers, and you can just pull them out because they leave out the recent ones, and they just ended all their seasons basically for the holidays
or the hiatus for the winter season. Yeah, the first half of the season. But the only thing you need to know, and it's just like it was in the first season of Flash, and you saw the first season of Flash, right, Artie? Yeah. Okay, well, you might remember that in the Reverse Flash's secret crypt, he had that newspaper article that said that the Flash disappeared during the crisis. That's the only thing that you need to remember, because that's the only little plot line from previous shows that matters. Otherwise, it's all its own self-contained. It's the Red Skies. It's just like the comic.
Sky.
Starts with the Red Skies.
Oh, Red Sky.
All the Red Skies from the 80s but it's great. No, I mean, and the cameos range for that was a cute 30 seconds to wow, that they gave that person a lot to do. I'm really excited.
I'm gonna watch. I gotta look for it. I just gotta look for it. I forgot about it. I saw the people posting online and stuff like that, but I didn't really look for it. And I saw the 2 Supermans and people dressed up like that, and the original Robin walking his dog. I saw that scene.
Yep.
So I just saw scenes.
Well, that's what I mean. That's where, like I said, they range from that's a cute cameo to wow, they gave that person a lot to do. That's pretty cool. And I'm not going to go into detail if you haven't seen it, but that's all.
I'm going to watch the hell out of that shit.
It's a good. I think it's a decent story so far. Franco, do you agree?
Yes. One of the things that surprised me that I wanted to tell you was John Cryer as Lex Luthor was really good.
Yes. Yes.
It blew me away. Yeah, I was like, oh,
exceptional.
What?
Just like.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, just like when people say Mark Hamill is like an exceptional Joker, John Cryer is proving himself to be an exceptional.
Luthor with a beard, right?
Yeah, why doesn't he shave that beard?
He's bald though. But when they first cast him, I'm like, ugh. And then when I started watching these shows, the Crisis thing, I'm like, I forgot that he was Lex Luthor, and he shows up, and I'm like, ugh, again. But then as I'm watching, I'm like, oh, this guy's pretty good.
I'll tell you, that last season of Supergirl, he shows up at the back end of the season, and it's knockout hour after knockout hour every episode he's in. And no, that's why, I've heard other people say the same thing. And it's like, wow, I didn't realize it. I'm like, then you weren't watching Supergirl last year because he was great as Luthor last year.
Yeah, I probably should go back and watch those.
It's really,
what's
really
happening,
good.
Luthor?
It's a, it's kind of it's a different story, but it's kind of a spin on Red Sun.
Let's go.
Yeah, no. And also, is it the Red Skull or is it Red Skull?
Let's go.
Like in the movies. You sound like Frau Farbissita from the Austin Power movies. Let's go! Scott! I like that lady.
Yeah. The lady?
I like the Austin Powers lady. Good stuff. I just had a conference with Victor Von Doom, a great leader from Latvia. We had a private conversation. It was just us and the interpreters. I didn't let anyone else in. What do you got, Skokie, for Trump interacting with the comic book universe?
Listen, I talked with Emperor Palpatine. Terrific guy, tremendous leader, good friend of mine, actually.
I call him Sheev.
He hates windmills.
Totally against him.
Yeah.
I like that Skokie's Trump always starts with, listen.
Believe me.
That's good. No, that's good. That's he clued out on that. That's very good. Listen.
I'm going to tell you, we're all going to go to Exegol. We're going to raise the ships from the dead. We're going to get Rey. We're going to get Kylo Ren. We're going to take over the universe. It's going to be excellent, and you're going to love it.
He'd have Jedis like Obi-Wan trying to stop him.
And you're going to love it.
Obi-Wan's got nothing on this guy right here. That's what you think, Trump. I'm going to slice you down with my lightsaber.
I'm going to grab you
General
by the...
Leia, I totally disagree with her plan.
You should be in jail.
The wrong way. Yeah, exactly. She's a disgrace to the rebellion.
Crooked Leia.
Yeah, Crooked Leia. Very good. Crooked Leia.
That lady with the big schnoz.
Crooked Leia. Sleepy Lando.
Sleepy.
Hey, how you doing, Chewbacca? Listen up. No energy. Low energy. Very low energy.
Leia's a horrible parent. Look at her son.
Han Solo. I never considered Han Solo a hero. I never really
He shot
considered
first.
him a hero.
Everyone knows that.
Yeah, everyone. He's a bounty hunter. Please. I like guys who shoot second. What else could you do? Hey, all I know is when it came to the First Order, nobody was given. Obama certainly didn't give them lightsabers. My administration gave them lightsabers.
Screw this Rise of Skywalker. I'm going to see Cats. I want to see Taylor Swift. I want to see Jennifer Hudson.
Rebel
terrific
Wilson.
People.
Voted for me.
Terrific cat people.
Jennifer Hudson.
I'm not a dog person.
Is she? I believe Jennifer Hudson.
Ian McKellen's in it.
Jason Derulo
and
Dame Judi Dench.
Oh, Ian McKellen.
Ian McKellen's in it. Yeah.
My cat balls are dragging throughout the floor.
Somebody should have cut them off years ago.
Oh,
cat balls.
What's cat balls? I like cat balls. My son Baron, big fan of cats, loves it. Plays the album all the time. What else? There's got to be more Star Wars.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, piece of garbage.
Yeah, loser. Obi-Wan Kenobi. I was trying to think Shifty Schiff. Wedgie Wedge. I like to call him Wedgie Wedge. I'll tell you, Leia's losing her mind. Did you see her in that last scene? All that stuff, but never underestimate a droid. I think she's losing it really bad.
Lando.
We're going to send all the droids back where they came from.
Yeah, Lando would be Slando, Slow Lando, or Slando as I like to call him.
Lando used to vote for me. Now he doesn't want anything to do with me.
He's a never Palpatine.
Lando.
That's what it would be. It'd be Trump as Palpatine. Listen, Kylo Ren totally blew what I was trying to do with him. Could have had the whole Empire. Threw it in my face.
We're going to build
He's a loser. He's a never Palpatine.
We'll build a wall on Tatooine. We're going to keep them all out.
Those sand people.
We're going to keep out the sand people.
Those Jawas. How come we go to these S-hole planets with the Jawas and all these people and the calamari? What the hell's going on? Why do we have to support them? Why can't we go to Norway? Nice, clean-looking people.
Too many aliens.
You know what we're going to do on Tatooine? We're going to build sand walls. That's what we're going to do.
That's right.
We're going to build Tabana gas mines. We're going to build sand walls. We're going to build sand crawlers.
Have you been in the neighborhood of Mos Eisley? Total tar pit. I'm just the scum of the earth, just hanging around there. It's a disgrace.
There's some good people there.
On both sides.
There's some people that vote for me there.
There's some good Sith Lords. There are some good Jedi. On both sides.
Mos Eisley, not as bad as they say.
Yeah.
I figured it was going to be like Baltimore, that it's I mean, the whole neighborhood's gone to hell. I'm telling you, the senators from Mos Eisley should be ashamed of themselves. Awesome.
Ewoks.
We're all going to hell.
And Obama's Lando. All right. You gonna let me drive the Millennium Falcon? That's great.
How you doing?
Me and my wife are really appreciate it.
How you doing, Chewbacca?
Nice.
Yeah.
Good stuff. I'm telling you.
All right.
Recast a Star Wars movie very easy.
Yeah, listen, man. Han Solo, Captain Millennium Falcon, okay. Listen, Chewie says you need a ship. That's cool, man. That's cool. First, we're going to take our shirts off.
All right.
That's right.
Very good. Well done.
What's your son doing right now, Han? Shouldn't you be watching out for him?
Listen, man. I don't know what he's doing. You can go do whatever you want, okay? We're going to go down to Texas, where I'm from. We're going to grill up some steaks. All going to take our shirts off.
Yeah, why were Han and Leia such bad parents that they let him turn to the dark side like that?
Or Luke, for that
matter.
Yeah, he blew it.
Han's out with Chewie again, smuggling those Rathtars. He's not even paying attention to what's going on.
I'm a deadbeat dad.
Ganja Club.
Yeah.
Hey, we're days away from it becoming legal statewide.
Oh, my God.
Woo!
The whole town is going to be... For at least 2 weeks.
I might start now,
All right, I'm going to be totally baked for the next month living in Illinois.
Yeah, I'm coming out there in February, and then we'll get snowed in.
Go to the dispensary, Francis.
Yeah,
we'll go to the dispensary. We'll make a pilgrimage.
We could all get plastered and whatever you do with that, and then we could get chicken. Get Harold's chicken.
Listen,
that's true. That's very true.
We're all going to go.
Or Rick and Benny.
That's the plan. We're gonna go to the dispensary. We're going to hit Harold's, hit Rick O'Benny's, and go back to the hotel room in Pod.
Yeah.
Should be good.
Or you can, we can actually make it safer and just go from the dispensary in the city and come to my place and Pod over here because I'm like 10 minutes away from one of the dispensaries.
We could fall asleep with chicken on our shirt.
Logan Square.
Well,
Logan Square, I used to live in that neighborhood.
It's a mystery.
Use the force, Luke. Julie and I'll be backing you up in the mystery van.
I was in the Imperial Senate.
I heard they kiss at the end. Well, let's get in the van and check it out. We've got a mystery on our hands.
Get out.
You can edit that out. Stupid.
I like it. No, Mike's part of the rebellion. Hey, we heard you needed to fight the Emperor's planet.
Sometimes I don't know if my mic's on or not.
If Mike Norton was in Star Wars, Maz would have a crush on him.
Okay. She likes her big hairy boyfriend.
Yeah.
Chewbacca to Woobuka.
I wanted them to bring back the guys from Phantom Menace. Ew, why you talk like this? How you doing?
What do you think, you're some kind of Jedi or something?
Yeah, what happened to those guys?
Yeah, Andy, how you doing, Andy? All right, we used to be in the back room. Yeah, we used to play pocket pool.
Hell.
That's why he seemed kind of scuzzy.
I was watching it with my son, and he said, why do all the non-human looking people in Star Wars all have facial hair, but they're all like they have no hair on their head? So if you look like Watto, he has like a beard type thing, but he's bald. And a lot.
Is Watto the Gunga or no?
He's
the little blue guy, the wings.
Oh, that is that Watto guy. Oh, I didn't even remember Watto having facial hair.
Yeah, he did.
Oh. Interesting.
So if you look, he pointed that out to me. I didn't even notice it.
Scoot. Scoot jumping in there.
Hello there.
He knows the beard.
That's why he's the best of the business.
Oh.
He hasn't I'll be right back to us because he came in so late on the
That's
phone.
right.
He took care of everything beforehand. Yeah. Even whatever home remodeling he normally does during the podcast. What? I'm just I'm rustling paper. What's the problem?
But it was very cute at the beginning of the pod. Johnny yelled at me and Skokie because you were going to come on, and he knew that Scoot was going to come on, and he wanted him on. So he said, "Listen, if things go bad with the audio, I'm kicking you off, so Scoot can be on." Yeah. So it was very cute how he. Yeah, it's very cute how he defended you, and he wanted you here. So
that's great. Right. Thanks.
Nobody got kicked off.
Yeah.
No,
that's why
is Skokie still here?
I said it would be fine.
Maybe they finally improved Skype.
know.
I mean, they upgrade it all the time, so yeah, maybe they find. Yeah, and also, there are Google Voice, and we should really. And Artie, I know I'm gonna have to probably explain step by step with you to Google Voice because it's not. I had trouble getting it. It's not easy.
Maybe Skype was listening in. They like Skokie's impressions so much that they're like, yeah, we'll let this one.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Thanks. Don't you have something to? Don't you have somewhere to go?
He wants to keep you off.
It's yes and then. That's what you say.
Yes and.
Isn't it? Yes and. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Listen.
I'm cutting that.
Skype heard my.
Anything else? Are we done? Or it sounds like we're petering out?
I think I have to go drive a kid home.
Petering.
I forgot my daughter has friends here. I got to take them home.
Yeah, do what you got.
I just heard that.
This was very long.
Yeah. They probably don't want to go.
I think we're closing in on. I think it's over.
Oh my gosh!
No?
4:21.
Oh,
it is 4:21.
Really?
Holy
cow! It's a good long pod. It's juicy.
I might break this into two.
Yeah, do it.
One big
Leximus Part 1, Leximus Part 2.
Lex Christ.
So,
I hope I don't get in trouble by people. But
you know what we haven't done in a while? We haven't plugged stuff in a while because we're almost never here. So
let's go around the horn.
Yeah, well, again, we're on the Almanac schedule. Be sure to join us in the spring when we have our next program. Plug away.
I got a book signing at a book release signing in Anderson Bookstore in Naperville.
Great! That's a great
January 23rd.
Wow!
It's in the evening, like 6 or 6:30. But my new book, Drew and Jot, comes out. I already saw some.
Hey, congratulations!
I got
That's
some
great.
Advanced copies, and I did some school tours last week or 2 weeks ago, and I talked to like 5 schools and 300 kids at each school. It was pretty nuts. They gave me a microphone and a slideshow and let me go nuts for an hour and a half.
Wow. That's awesome.
Cool.
For the non-Chicago listeners, this is a very prominent bookstore, and among the recent people that have done signings there in the last year. Eric Idle from Monty Python.
Yeah.
Our good friend Brad Meltzer was there early at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
And had a signing over there back in February, I want to say.
Yeah, that's going to be cool.
Yeah.
And,
no, it's a great store. It's a great one of the last great independent bookstores.
Yeah, they have
in the Chicago area.
I think they have a few stores. I'm not sure, but I know Naperville's the big one.
Well, and I still think it's privately owned or whatever. It's not like a big corporation or anything.
Yeah.
But that's awesome, man. Fantastic.
I'll be there
well done.
in a few weeks.
Cool.
Yeah.
I unfortunately I did a great interview with the Toys That Made Us guy, and because he called me, and this is what I've learned with Skype and everything, my settings get all out of whack.
Oh no!
And so it only recorded my side of the conversation. However, his publicist and he had such a good time talking to me. I said, "Can we please redo it?" So I plan to be redoing it in January.
Oh, nice.
So that's coming up on Word Balloon. And also, along with the Toys That Made Us, the new season is amazing. There's the Movies That Made Us, his new series, and that's really funny, too. It's a great show.
Yeah, I gotta watch it.
It's a really, really good show.
It's real good.
It's excellent. And just talked to Mark Miller, my Scottish friend.
Hello.
That's
Close enough. That's Dank, Dark, and Dead. That's Peter Milligan, of course, who I also like. But no, Mark was great. And, Mark has, several TV shows and films that Netflix is producing.
It's in the Miller World stuff over there, huh?
Yeah. They bought 17 of Mark's properties that weren't already tied up with other movie deals and stuff. And his big, The Boys show is Jupiter's Legacy, and that's shooting in Toronto. And already production is underway, so hopefully that'll be out either 2020 or 2021. And also, he released the next arc in, as we speak about Lexmas, American Jesus.
American Jesus.
Volume 2. That's a great story, where, the first volume, a guy thinks he is the second coming and stuff, and at the end it turns out he's the Antichrist, and he's got to fight Jesus. So arc 2 is about the real Jesus coming back. And it's a great story.
Jesus.
It's a fantastic story.
It's like the Mexican Jesus.
Yeah.
It's like Mexican Jesus.
But the American Jesus.
It's American
Jesus de Jesus.
If you will. Americano. Jesus del Americano. Correct? American. But yeah, so Mark, and then who else? Oh, and I'll be talking to Marty Pascal very soon.
That's just great.
Yeah. So
You've had a good, an excellent Word Balloon year.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. And I again, starting the year off having the infection and being in the hospital, I had no idea what this year was going to be. And you're right, I've been I've been blessed, as they say. Art Spiegelman and
Billy D.
Miller coming back, and Brubaker coming back, Billy D. Williams. Yeah, it was a good year. No, it was a really good year. I agree.
Mazel tov, Johnny.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Yeah,
better year next year, too.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sure. And I got some Word Balloon projects. I won't talk about them until they're real.
Man.
But stuff in the works.
Always working on stuff. What about you, Scoot? What are you doing?
I'm finishing up the first volume of Cthulhu Jr. and Dastardly Dirk with Dirk Manning. I'm drawing that.
I'm
Johnny's bowing. Yep. So there'll be news about this in February, and then I'm working on a couple other projects that I can't really talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of them is with me, and you can't talk
That's
about
right.
it. So
You can't, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
What about Skokie?
Well, I'll tell you, I'm working on an online YouTube program called the Oh Yeah Comics Show.
Oh.
Hey.
It's a delightful program. I've had some wonderful guests on the show. I've had the lovely and talented Franco.
Oh.
I've had famous cartoonist Art Baltazar has made an appearance.
It's true.
Scoot McMahon as well has been on there. Andy
Hello
Price. Hello there. And Timothy Zahn was on recently. We had a nice little conversation.
And you cosplayed. Did you have a cosplayer that was there as Sheev Palpatine?
Yes, he was great. That guy. That was from Star Wars Celebration. That's the latest episode, the Christmas episode. I take a look back at my time at Star Wars Celebration with Sheev Palpatine.
And you had Timothy Zahn on too, right?
Yes, Timothy Zahn. He was great. That was a wonderful conversation. So that's All of that is out there and available on YouTube.
You got some cool stuff coming up too, right?
I do. We got a few more interviews to come in 2020.
Whoa, that's next year.
That's 20. That's
a week from
coming
now.
up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's.
I don't want to scare you.
I'm having a good time with that. I'm really enjoying that. Doing those shows. So yeah. Thanks you guys for watching, and more to come. Yeah. And also, we talked about earlier. There's a commercial I worked on with Nick Offerman from Parks and Rec for Illinois libraries. That'll be coming out early next year. And I was also in some commercials with former Green Bay Packer Charles Woodson. Commercials for Lodge Kohler, which is a hotel right across the street from Lambeau Field in Green Bay. So those should be coming.
Heisman Trophy winner Charles Woodson?
Yeah, same guy.
Wasn't he? Am I correct? Wasn't he Michigan or whatever?
He's born in Fremont, Ohio, actually.
That's the guy.
Wow. Hey, where's that in relation to Toledo? How many farsecs is it to Toledo?
It's northwest Ohio, yeah.
Do you like I said parsecs? It's
I like that.
I made the Kessel Run in 12 farsecs.
12
How you doing, Captain?
Hey, Captain.
I can get to Pacos in 12 farsecs. Yeah.
Captain Solo. Please.
Hey.
Hey, how you doing, Chewbacca?
Hey, nice to see you here, General Toon.
I want a Millennium Falcon that's got...
That's exactly what the rebellion needed was freaking Klinger.
I want the Millennium Falcon that's got Bill Cosby, Klinger, and Donald Trump on it. Just a podcast about that.
They're coming in too fast.
Hey, slow down. I'm going to push this button right here to see what that does.
Whoops.
Uh-oh. We're going to light speed. Hang on to your hair, Klinger.
All the women strapped down, and I'll make you a drink for the light speed trip.
Thank you very much, your Cosby chip.
Come on, where's Chewbacca? He's in the back playing that stupid chess game again.
I'll be in the motor pool with Rizzo trying to get a new X-Wing fighter up in the air.
Cosby's going to make Chewbacca a drink.
Hey, Chewie, try this blue milk.
Whoa, that's not milk.
Got your life there for you.
That's not milk. Whoa.
Just take a sip. You're going to love it. Exactly. Hey, Donald, try this green milk. I'm making all kinds of things over here.
I already know about you and your funny drinks. Stay away from Alana.
Hey, Donald, by the way, I'd love it if you could get me out of prison.
Yeah, I'm going to pardon Bill Cosby because the blacks are asking for it.
That'd be really cool, man. That'd be the best Christmas present ever if you free me from this place.
I already pardoned Jack Johnson from the 1910s, the first heavyweight champion for his crimes.
Bill Cosby's publicist might listen to this and send us a nasty note.
Exactly. Mr. Cosby does not appreciate your
Did you hear that?
unkind words.
Yeah, we're fine. We're not
that was before you joined us.
Did we get anything? Cease and desist?
No.
Well, no.
Cool, well.
The chosen one was not in the room, you see. I talked with Mace Windu about this.
His fingers grew back.
That was a cool part. I liked that.
I so wanted all the voices at the end of Jedi, like all the sage advice, all of them were giving Rey, like, this and that and the other thing, like, be strong and this and that. And I wanted Mace Windu to come in and say, kill the motherfucker.
That'd be good. They should have ended it like that.
That would have been great. Yeah. Should have did that. Yeah. We should say that on our pod.
Yeah.
Scoot sent us a link, a YouTube link for Kevin Smith's review of Rise of Skywalker. Okay, so
is he gonna cry? He cries all the time, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does cry.
Cries in it.
Is it just him rambling,
just
or
him.
is he okay? So it's not Bernard and Mark.
No, this is just him. Yeah.
Okay, I really like Mark. Mark's a good critic. I don't like when he's. I'll be honest. I'm not as crazy about him when he's on with Kevin, but when Mark's on his own, I think he's a great writer. But I think he's a good sober geek critic when it comes to, his idea. And I like a lot of his observations. He's very good.
It's very good.
Mark Bernard, former Wildstorm writer.
Is that like...
he's written several comics.
Is that like...
Wildstorm.
Is that like Rockman and Rock Bernard? Rockman Bernard?
Bernard.
Yeah.
Bernhard.
Torch? Yeah, nobody cares. Mm-hmm. They don't all land.
Can you tell us more about the Nutcracker, please?
Rockman Bernard.
Right,
Rock Bernard.
Just checking. Right.
Well, follow us when you see us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, do that. Follow all of our things and our .com.
Wrap this up.
Yeah.
Yes.
And follow us when you see us. And if we start running, that means you should follow us fast.
You're following too close.
Yeah, follow us faster.
Go eat at Harold's Chicken if you can.
Yeah, I might go there tomorrow.
We get no money.
I don't think we promoted your brother's show where he.
Oh yeah.
On it. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah.
I'll share it again. I'll put it in the I Like Pink Very Much Lois Facebook fan page. My brother does a show called 4-1 Nosh in Toledo. It's a food show. And for C2E2 last spring, he traveled with me to C2E2, and we went with Art and Franco to Harold's Chicken. And it's basically the last 10 minutes of the episode, and it's Art basically giving the history and the story of Harold's Chicken.
You know the best thing about that video is I was up all night the night before. I got no sleep in 30 hours or so, maybe 36 hours.
Yeah.
And then we went to Harold's and we recorded stuff. So I was really hurting. I remember being so tired and hurting. But that's always me on the first night or the first day of a show, especially that was setup day. So I stood up all night and then drove and set up a whole bunch of stuff. Then we went to eat chicken. And then we're like, hey, let's record. I'm like, yeah, okay. And so I was real hurting, but I'm usually a lot funnier when I'm hurting.
Nice. That was a great episode. I enjoyed that.
Yes.
Yeah, I had a good time.
I think the listeners will enjoy it too.
Yeah, it's a good food review. I mean, the guy really gets in. Scoot's brother really gets into Harold's and stuff. And no, it's it's very
good old
cool.
Tim McMahon.
That's right, Tim.
I like that guy.
He'll be with me tomorrow at Paco's.
It's like having another Scoot, but different.
Yeah.
It's like having...
But different.
It's another Scoot, but different.
Yeah,
but different.
It's like having a McDonald's
Universe Scoot.
It's like having a McDonald's cheeseburger and a Burger King cheeseburger together. Like they're both cheeseburgers, but they're different.
Yeah,
they are different.
Related somehow,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
They're both good.
Yeah, I'd put cheese on both of them.
Ooh.
I like it. It's good.
Yeah, put some cheese whiz.
Ooh.
Yeah. I remember
I'm going to have to listen to this pod and see what I missed.
My friend used to keep cheese under his hat all day. I'll save that later.
Sorry.
Was that Lando?
Yeah, that was my Lando laugh.
That was a very good. That was a very good Lando laugh. Very nice. Well done.
And a laugh.
Follow us when you see us.
Now I do want to see it immediately right away, just to see Lando laugh after every laugh.
He does.
How you doing, Chewbacca?
You're killing me. That's fantastic.
He's wearing his helmet.
All right, I liked Rise of Skywalker enough, Lois. I wouldn't say very much, but
I like it a lot.
Gave it a B.
I like it a lot. I like Pink more. I like Pink very much.
Very much, Anakin.
Lois!
Yes.
For an out for Carrie Fisher and for Margot Kidder. Yeah.
Lex
Christ, yeah.
This has been fun, guys. Thank you for letting me hang out.
Good man, Skokie.
Good job. You did good.
I really enjoyed it.
I'm sorry,
Skook.
You did good. Skook did good too, but Skook
together they're Skook. Skook.
Yes, they brought the A.
Oh man, I can't breathe. I've been laughing so hard.
We blended you guys into Skook.
Skook.
Skook, everybody, you see.
That's right. All right, follow us when you see us. We got to go. Okay. You guys are awesome. I love you. Okay, bye-bye.
There you go. Some loose conversation from me, Art Baltazar, Franco, Scoot McMahon, and Skokie Spidey to close out the year, our pre-New Year's Eve celebration. I hope you liked it. And, hey, if for whatever reason you found it funny, you might want to check out the Aw Yeah podcast that Art, Franco, Scoot, and I do on a semi-regular basis. Sometimes their deadlines make it tough for the four of us to get together and have these kind of fun conversations. That's why we were excited to do it. We usually are able to, with the downtime of the holiday season, to find a day or two to podcast. And, man, I think Skokie Spidey's an excellent addition to the cast. And check out his videos as well on the YouTube channel. And also always posting on Facebook as well. So thanks a lot for listening today. It was all brought to you by Aftershock Comics. Again, Aftershock having a great year-end sale on their online store. Everything there is 50% off. And if you live in the U.S., you'll get, in your orders of $50 or more, you'll get free shipping if you use the code HOLIDAY. Check it out. There are great graphic novels there, autographed comics, graded comics, convention specials, really fun stuff, and a great representation of the Aftershock library. Hey, man, Cullen Bunn, Marguerite Bennett, Paul Jenkins, Phil Hester, Garth Ennis. So many great creators. Also new voices as well, like Stephanie Phillips and Matthew Klickstein, all represented by Aftershock Comics. Great genre-busting ideas that no other company is really putting out. Check it out for yourself. Go to their website, aftershockcomics.com. All right, thanks a lot for listening. More Great Word Balloon to come before the end of 2019, I promise. And more reflections on some of the best shows of the decade, as far as I'm concerned. So I hope you'll join me. Until next time, Word Balloon is a copyright feature of Shaky Productions, copyright 2019.